The OC.
The film breakdown.
Alright guys, so in today's film session, we're going to take a look at Tank Lawrence, who I believe is the most fundamentally sound defensive end in the NFL. But before I get into the content, don't forget to follow Boss Cowboy Sports on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. You can follow me, the OC100, on Twitter. So let's jump right into the first play. You'll notice several things with Tank Lawrence as I get into this play, but on this angle, we'll freeze it here, just so that we can take a good look at it and you guys can kind of see everything as this play sets up. So, taking it back from the top, taking a look at the very first play here, we see this as action going toward Saquon Barkley with a potential boot coming around from Daniel Jones. Notice the alignment, and we have motion here, and that's the kind of blur guy that's going out. But what we look at in terms of this front is we have an overload front by the New York Giants that is showing that it's going to be potential run over to Tank Lawrence's side. Tank Lawrence is in this event playing a wider 5 technique right over that first tight end, right next to number 1. So we'll let it run first from this angle, and then we'll set it up. So the first thing you notice is the great hands of Tank Lawrence, okay? Just tremendous hands. We'll run that back one more time just so you guys can see it. And so that was to the strength of it, right? This is a play action pass. It's a fake to Saquon Barkley. But notice how Tank, if we run it back a little bit more here, we'll see it. If we look at Tank, just look at the initial hand strike, disengage, right? He's already diagnosed this play. Tank Lawrence has already diagnosed this play, right? So he comes back across the face of the tight end, and that's a big mistake by the Giants. You cannot block Tank Lawrence with a tight end. So he comes across the face. So as soon as Daniel Jones gets out of this boot, Tank Lawrence is going to be in his face, and he has enough speed to still close. Almost overran him there, but did a great job slowing down, circling back, and got the sack. So that's just a fantastic play, and it's discipline, right? It's disciplined by Tank Lawrence, and notice he did not go inside and overrun inside, but he played technique. Notice this play over Neal, which is the right tackle. Notice the defense. This is a single back set, and the strength is actually, we'll pause it here for a second. The strength is actually to the left side of the formation, with number 12 being next to the left tackle. But notice what Tank does, and what I want you guys to really pick up on, and we'll emphasize this, is that Tank is a responsible pass rusher. He just doesn't blow up the field and lose leverage or lose his responsibility. Tank always maintains outside or C and D gap leverage, which is really the gap he's responsible for outside of that right tackle. And you'll even see slight hesitations in his approach upfield to be sure that he doesn't have action or a play coming back to him. So we'll let it run. Notice he's here, and notice the stutter step. And notice the little detail of a technique. Now, Saquon Barkley is there to chip Tank Lawrence, but Tank Lawrence sharpens the angle. We'll run that back one more time. It's so subtle that most people miss it. Notice, number 26, we'll pause it here for a second. Saquon Barkley is there for max protection, right? He's there to chip Tank Lawrence. Tank Lawrence recognized it, and look, instead of being wider, notice how he tightens his angle on Neal. He tightens the angle, and he just bulls him back into the quarterback. Oh my goodness, let's look at that again. That's called speed to power. This is speed to power. This is classic speed to power. Great technique, speed, power. The guy's sitting up high, and he just runs over him. Things like that are tremendously demoralizing to offensive tackles, and just really displays his technique, his leverage. Because at first, the reason why you saw a short stutter with Tank Lawrence is because he's checking to see if 26, Saquon Barkley, is coming out of the backfield. So we'll let it run. and you'll see a slight stutter. Once he identifies that this guy's here to block me, he sharpens the angle. This is short stutter, boom, sharpens the angle and bulls this guy back into Daniel Jones. And that's how quarterbacks tear their ACLs, by bull rushes that are not controlled by offensive tackles. We'll get into the next play. Tank Lawrence is at the top of the screen. This is a split. This is actually not a split back per se, but this is a standard I formation. It looks like it's a two back, but we really have a tight end that's stacked behind the right tackle. He serves more as what we call an H back. And an H back serves different functions. Normally can be a blocker, but they can be a pass catcher. Could also be a person to get the ball. Saquon Barkley's at the top of the screen on the side where Tank Lawrence is. And we got a stack wide receiver set at the bottom of the screen and a single wide receiver set at the top. So we could do a variety of things here. But let's see how it plays, and let's see the integrity and the fundamental excellence of Tank Lawrence. So we'll run it. So as we get into this, it's motions in, and so now you got a standard. So he's upfield with a slight stutter. Okay, beautiful. So we'll run that back again just from this angle, and then we'll see it better on another angle. But I want you guys to get this. Notice the spin inside, man. But notice the slight stutter. He wants to make sure the Saquon Barkley's not leaking out. This is what I'm talking about fundamentals. He's checking for that back. That's why he's not slight stutter. When he identifies, now he spins inside, boom, right, to get on top of that quarterback and create massive pressure by this guy trying to escape. All right, and so we'll see it better from the other angle. All right, so on this angle, you'll see he's checking actually for 31, making sure he does not come out of the backfield. Slight stutter, overset, spin inside. Notice how he trapped 78. That's why 78 was so mad by the end of the game. He's rerun that back one more time. This is just a beautiful pass. Look at that. He traps him inside, almost gets the sack, but really should be a half a sack for him just because of what he did. We'll look at it one more time. This is a beautiful setup. When 78 opens his hips, you are never supposed to get parallel. He gets parallel, spins inside. Gorgeous. Gorgeous technique, gorgeous fundamental football. Great pass rush by Tank Lawrence. So notice in this particular play, we have Sam Williams. He's at the bottom of the screen, and notice the difference in play style. And this is maturity versus a young player that's still developing. So Sam Williams slices inside, right? He slices inside instead of maintaining the contain and being outside of that tackle shoulder. And this allows Daniel Jones to escape. Notice this, Daniel Jones escapes. And now he's running for, a 1 or 2 yard gain when really that could have been a sack, or it could have been him being maintained in the pocket, okay? So he slants inside, and notice that it's not even a good slant because Sam Williams is high. Sam Williams, they get their hands in Sam Williams' chest, and Sam Williams is actually not in a position to come clean and get to the quarterback, all right? And so he gets washed into the wallow, which leaves nobody outside to keep the quarterback from running out and escaping. So, hey guys, listen, thanks so much for watching the video. And listen, if you like the content, we cover Tank Lawrence. We're going to cover many more players, all right? And so please make sure that you follow us, like, share, and subscribe. Leave your comments below. Follow Boss Cowboy Sports on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. You can follow me, the OC100. And until next time, see you.